Okay. Good evening, everybody. I want to welcome you all to the October 8th, 2025 meeting of the Conservation Commission. This meeting is being held remotely in accordance with the following. In accordance with Mass General Laws, Chapter 30A, Section 1825, notice is hereby given of a meeting of the Peabody Conservation Commission. At this time, the Peabody Conservation Commission hearings will continue to be held remotely, which is allowed pursuant to Governor Maura Healey's March 29, 2023 extension of temporary provisions allowing remote hearing until March 25th and further extended by House Rule number 62 of remote meeting flexibility extended through June 30th of 2027, signed by Governor Maura Healey on March 28th. Okay, our members present tonight, myself, Mike Rizzo, acting chairman, Jamie Harrop, commissioner, Amanda Green, commissioner, and Arthur Aces, commissioner. And with that, apologize for a little late start. We took a little bit to get together, but we're here. So first item on the agenda tonight is under a request for determination of applicability. It's a continued public hearing on a request for determination of applicability submitted by Engineering Alliance, Inc., Rick Salvo, for Group 1 Automotive. He's the applicant, property owner, John Zalous. The proposed project consists of a single-story addition, 26 by 90, to the rear of the existing building, slab on grade, on top of an existing parking area. Property is known as 252 Andover Street, map 39, lot 25C, in the city of Peabody.
Jack Kelty appearing on behalf of the applicant and our Engineering Alliance. This is a matter that I can be heard, right?
Yep.
I was lost in space for a very long time while you guys were trying to get your quorum. So in this matter, we've had a couple of meetings on site, one with members of the Concom and a couple of members of the public and Lucia and our management people. Rick Salvo from Engineering Alliance has provided a long-term best management practice, operation and maintenance plan for the review of the commission and Lucia. That long-term maintenance plan is intended to make up for the sort of negligence of the parties managing the Audi facility in previous years. I don't think that there's been any harm done. I know there's been no harm done to the environment, but maintenance plans were not filed in accordance with previous orders of condition that it issued on this property. So we're here. I also responded to Councilor Daigle with respect to a memorandum which was shared with Lucia, Rick Salvo, and Joe Flack, one of our engineers. We stated meetings that were held, revisions that were made, referenced the plan that Rick Salvo has filed. We feel that the management of the facility now is well aware of what their duties are with respect to providing management reports and operation reports. Under this particular document, your first report will be due October 31st at the end of this month. And then we'll be filing in accordance with that document going forward. I think that we've satisfied all the concerns with respect to meeting, putting everybody in a position to know what they've got to do going forward. And we'd like to have the commission determine tonight or act tonight on our determination of applicability. And give us a positive, negative recommendation. That is that we can do this work without the issuance of a further order.
Okay. I went through all the stuff. I was been looking at this stuff quite a bit today. And everything looks like it's falling in place. There was a couple of things that the public had talked about that I didn't see in anything that on information that I received since our last meeting, and they're very minor, but I was looking at the report and I didn't see anything. There was a question about the neighbors being concerned with the addition being over the sewer line. And I think we talked about it in the field, but I don't think there was a comment back in the getting back to us. I heard it at the site, but could you just touch base on that?
Sure can. So, right now under that existing facility, I'm sorry, Rick Salvo, Engineering Alliance, the engineer for the applicant. Right now, underneath that building, there's underground plumbing for the floor drains of that building that go all over the place. They're cast iron in accordance with the state plumbing code. Right now, there's a service that leaves that building. Once it gets 10 feet from the building, it changes to PVC, which is again allowed under the state plumbing code. That connects to a manhole where it then flows off site. Part of the building is over that PVC line, so that PVC line will be relayed as a cast iron line in accordance with the state plumbing code, and will be underneath the slab of that building, just like the sewer pipes exist under the slab of the rest of the building. There's nothing special here. Nothing different than standard practices under the state plumbing code and state building code.
Okay. If you want to touch base on some of the things we talked about with regard to with the abutters, the fence,
Sure.
And doing that cleanup.
Yeah, so we submitted a long-term operation and maintenance plan. We went and identified every single drainage structure on the entire site. When I say the entire site, the front portion of the property where the Audi facility is located, which is comprised primarily of catch basins, manholes, and a couple of head walls. And then the back portion of the site, which has a combination of catch basins, manholes, water quality inlets, few subsurface infiltration facilities, and then a surface detention basin. So we captured each one of those, identified where every single structure is on the property, and then made a log sheet that that the owner can then fill out as they maintain and inspect each one of those structures in accordance with the operation and maintenance plan. We also added a landscape maintenance section to that, which isn't always in these, but we thought it'd be important to be put in here because there was some issues with the landscaping along the property lines. And I think by and large, the biggest issue with that landscaping was some of the weeds weren't really kept under control and they were extending into people's yards, and there was some downed tree limbs had fallen down and were becoming nuisance along that property line. So we put in a requirement for the owner's landscaper to walk that line regularly, trim any weeds that are of excessive growth, and of course take care of any down trees or down limbs. We didn't really want to mess with any of the landscaping that's there because it's all full grown in and creating what appears to be a pretty good buffer between the site and the abutting property. So we want to make sure that that buffer stays, as thick as it is today. But we are cognizant of the need to kind of trim it and take care of it and make it so it doesn't become a nuisance to the neighbor.
Okay.
One of the budding properties is that park that was dedicated to the boy from the neighborhood injured on 114, and that was a an area where the weeds were growing through a fenced, and we've addressed that. And the landscaper has been instructed, who does quite a few of the properties on 114, and he's been instructed that he's supposed to pay particular attention to that line, keeping the weeds from becoming invasive and fallen branches, as Rick said.
Okay. I don't know if it's necessary to go through the O and M plan at all. There's quite a few items in it, and I'm just trying to think more of like what would inform the neighbors of all the things you're gonna do with the O and M plan about keeping everything, maintaining it, that cleaning things out twice a year and so forth, at big storm events, checking the drainage, that kind of stuff. Maybe you could do a quick run through.
Sure, I'd be happy to. I mean, and keep in mind that, some of these existed, but there was one
No,
operation maintenance plan that we couldn't find, and one that was created for the back. So we're really not doing anything new. We're really not doing anything that's outside of the scope of the DEP stormwater regs. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like I have the ability to share my screen. But to your point, the catch basins get maintained quarterly, especially and at least once in the spring and once in the fall. Especially after the snow season, when sanding and salting becomes problematic. Oh, here we go. I've got the permission to share now. If I scroll down. So here it is. Paved areas are swept periodically. And as you know, with car dealerships, this is a pretty regular occurrence anyways. These sites need to stay clean for their appearance. Catch basins, like I said, maintained 4 times annually, once per quarter, which duplicated the prior O&M plan. Water quality manholes and the manholes will be maintained at the same frequencies. Head walls and flared end sections, that's really more of an inspection and the removal of any debris that might build up on there. The subsurface infiltration facilities get inspected through the access ports. The surface detention basin, which doesn't appear to have ever been mowed, will now be mowed on a more regular basis, and any sediment that builds up in there will be removed. We inspected that and didn't experience any sediment that was built up in there. No pesticides, herbicides, fertilizers, obviously, that could discharge into the resource areas. Plowed snow gets placed adjacent to the parking lots where it can infiltrate. Once it exceeds that area, it has to be removed at the owner's expense. Reports get emailed back to the city October 31st of each year, which I believe is a typical requirement of the city of Peabody. This is the inspection log, which identifies the structure numbers. And if I scroll down to here, this is the figure here that has the front portion of the site, the rear portion of the site. These boxes are the subsurface facilities. This is the surface basin. The squares are the catch basins. The circles are the manholes, and the triangles are the water quality structures. And then each one of the flared end sections, outlet structures, and head walls are labeled by text. A very standard document. There's very good guidance on these documents that's provided by the DEP. This is all in accordance with the DEP guidance on preparing operation and maintenance plans under the stormwater regs. So, like I said, the only thing that's different here is this has been tailored to match this site, to identify all the different BMPs that are on the site, and obviously the special landscape requirements.
Okay. There was one thing that I observed when we were out there at the site meeting that there was in an upper parking lot, I guess the dealership used that area to maybe test the brakes on vehicles. And I observed, cars speeding back and forth in that area, in that parking lot up on the upper side there, jamming the brakes on and stuff because they were testing the function of perhaps the brakes that were being repaired or something. So we talked about that at the site meeting. Is that something that's going to be different? Some of the property owners were hearing their noise,
I was unaware of that. The one difference I know that's going to be made is the cars used to unload up in this area up here. The car carrier will now pull in off 114, and they will unload in this area down here, and then the truck will only come up here to turn around and leave.
Right. That's good. Okay.
Those are probably more of the special permit conditions than orders of conditions, but nonetheless, it's a seamless project. So,
Okay. Does anybody in the commission have any questions? If not, is anybody from the public who wanted to ask anything on this RDA? I think explains everything to the public of where we're going from here on as far as the maintaining of all the BMPs and so forth around the property.
All right. If anyone's in the public and you would like to speak, please raise your hand now. Give you a couple minutes to get that together. I would say that the O&M plan, and you guys should condition it that no car washing should be on site. The old O&M plan said that car washing would be done at an off-site facilities, and I think we should continue with that. That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
Aren't we intending to wash in here, Rick?
yeah, there'll be
Inside.
no washing the cars out on the parking lot, outside on the site, but I think they will be washing inside the bay, and all that water would be captured. There would be no runoff from it. What you saw that day when it looked like they were washing vehicles, they were actually just pouring water on the vehicles to test for leaks.
Okay.
Yeah, the entire addition is to wash cars.
Right. And other preparation.
Yeah, but I think to put a condition that there's no washing of vehicles allowed
Well, I
on the
meant,
lot.
excuse me, what I meant was exactly what we saw you guys doing that day, outside washing in a catch basin. You guys made it clear that you need this addition so that you can do that inside, which there's going to be, I'm assuming like some sort of oil water separator and all that stuff that goes into car washes, which what you were doing outside was not that. You were, whatever you guys can say that you were, I believe you that that's what you were doing, but who's to say that there's days that there isn't soap going into those catch basins that shouldn't, that's not what that's for.
So the condition should be no outdoor, no in the parking lot outdoor washing of vehicles.
Yeah, correct.
Okay. We can do that.
Okay. Well, if nobody has any questions, we can go ahead and move on this. Let's see, DP had 4 questions. Herb removal only. No stormwater management, conservation estates, no order of condition on the property. I guess that covers it. DPS comments, engineer shall provide a written contingency plan. That's it. We got that. Plan shows a row of mulch wattles along the temporary construction fence line. that's been revised, with a revised plan showing that.
Yep.
And verify that the plumbing inspector approves the sewer main going under the slab. Is
Yep.
there any update on that?
There should be, it's just a service, so it's not a
Yeah.
main.
Okay. Okay. So, you could vote on that is, we could issue a negative determination of applicability for the project, with conditions, following the new O&M plan. Adding to that, no, car washing will only be inside the service bays and not outside in the parking lot.
And leak
And-
testing.
And leak testing. I think that's it.
So moved.
Am I missing anything, Lucia?
Nope.
Mhm.
I know there's people in the audience, but no one has raised their hand, so I feel
Yeah.
the neighbors must be appeased, because if something that Rick or Jack said were incorrect, they would raise their hand for sure.
Yeah.
You do need to close the meeting first, but otherwise,
Yeah.
yes, that sounded perfectly fine.
Okay, motion to close the public hearing?
Move to close the public hearing.
Have a second?
Roll call. That motion was made to close by Mr. Athas, seconded by Mrs. Harrop. Rizzo,
Yes?
Green,
Yes,
Athas,
Yes.
Harrop.
Yes,
All right, so that it is closed 4-0.
Okay, so now we'll make a motion to issue a negative determination of applicability, with the conditions, all work and maintenance will follow the new O&M plan in perpetuity, unless there's a new project that comes before us. And no car washing will occur outside the new service bays.
So moved.
second,
All right, so that motion, negative determination with 2 conditions was made by Mr. Athas. Mr. Athas, seconded by Mrs. Harrop. Roll call. Rizzo,
Yes?
Green,
yes,
Athas,
Yes.
Harrop.
yes,
Motion passes 4-0.
Thank you.
All righty.
Great. Thank you for your time, everyone.
Thank you. Okay, item on number 2 on the agenda is under notices of intent. To continue public hearing on a notice of intent submitted by Attorney John Kelty for Zero Stacia LLC, Allison D'Amatos. The proposed project consists of a driveway extension with associated utilities to access a proposed dwelling. Property is known as Zero Stacia Road, map 101, lot 166 in the city of Peabody.
John Kelty, for the applicant. Are we ready to go?
Yep,
John Kelty for the applicant. This matter has been on your agenda for a bit. We are, all of the construction of the home is up at a much higher grade on this property. And our filing is on the basis that our utility connections are down in the lower portion of the property at Stacia Road. There are already connections that have been made, taking the utilities off of Stacia Road and then into a portion of the driveway, but they will then need to be continued and brought up to the area where the single-family dwelling is intended to be built. I've been continuing the matter because we have been trying to work out some specifics with respect to an easement in favor of the Silveria family that is in the dwelling that shows on your plan as number 6. My eyesight is, but the dwelling at 4. And those details have been worked out. His driveway, a grassy area will all be provided in permanent and easement over that portion of this lot. Those issues having been satisfied, we are happy to go forward. We have a comment from the Department of Public Services, who have said that in the proposed driveway, DPS recommends at least 2 sewer manhole cleanout structures for the proposed sewer line, and we will include that in our application and have we'll add that to our plan, and we're hopeful that you would provide us with a notice of intent, an order of conditions, I'm sorry.
Are you gonna, I mean, you're gonna make a presentation of all on the site, about the site, and I know it's just a single family home.
Yep.
But it's a big site, and it's a long driveway. I was looking at the plans today, and this whole project that's before us is all on one plan. And there's a lot of things going on that I'm concerned about, or at least I'd like maybe an explanation on. And one is the driveway profile. The driveway is about 350 feet long, and the grade difference from the house to the street is like 35 feet high.
That's correct.
And so I'm looking as what, and it's all ledge up there. So there's a lot of rock, and I'm really concerned because I don't know how it's going to work, is how the runoff from stormwater runoff with the driveway from up there and coming down to the street, what that does. Is there's a catch basin about maybe 50 or 75 feet up the driveway. That's a catch basin. I can't tell where it's going. It looks like there's a couple stone waterways along the length of the driveway that probably would get to that catch basin, but I don't see where it's connecting to, where the water's going. So I just like some clarification on some of that, because that could be problematic for neighbors, and certainly runoff coming out into the street. If you got a driveway going up there, it's a road, all intents and purposes. So I'd like maybe a presentation or something that could tell the commission what's happening with the grading. There's no profiles, it's just a grading plan. And sometimes things can get lost in the weeds if it's not looked at closer. And I don't want to have something happen and come back to haunt us.
So I can tell you that the driveway up to the proposed structure exists probably almost all the way to where the proposed dwelling is going to be. We're collecting water at the higher elevations, and we've provided infiltration trenches along the driveway in order to collect runoff from the driveways. We've got similar infiltration trenches around the structure. We're showing the installation of erosion control up at the higher elevations, and specifically we are providing erosion control down at the lower areas, specifically on Station Road, so that there'll be no time during which runoff will head uncontrollably down the driveway and into the wetland area, which is on the other side of Station Road. That would be the southerly side of Station, westerly side of Station Road. All of the proposed controls are shown on the plan. Eastern Land Survey has provided a row of also another infiltration trench that will connect to a catch basin. And then from the infiltration trenches and catch basin will be placed into the drains that are located on Station Road. You can see them on the, that would be westerly side of Station Road. There is existing drain picking up water from the dwellings that are already built on Station Road and then carrying them in a fashion that that takes them away from the wetland and I believe out Crockmill Road.
So but I don't see, Jack, I don't see a connection. I don't see a pipe that's shown connecting from that catch basin to the municipal storm drainage. I just didn't see it, and I didn't know if that's, that system can handle it, and but I don't even see a pipe. I see the catch basin, but I don't see a proposed drain line connecting to a manhole out in Station Road.
Yeah, I see sewer manhole. I see, I don't see a drain manhole identified at the bottom. It looks as, no, that's sewer. Well, would the board prefer that we address that issue and come back to the next meeting?
I would, that'd be great, especially if you could
Yep.
maybe give us a little talk about how the grading's gonna work for the site and how the water will infiltrate. Because I know there's rock everywhere, so I don't really know how pervious the area can be when you have, being collected in a confined area and coming down. It's like, all I see is like a driveway that's 35 feet high in a 10-year storm, the water coming flying down there. I'd just like to have an explanation, and maybe
I think what we'll do is we'll ask for Eastern Land Survey to provide us a written explanation of that, which is not in the filing, and be at the next meeting to walk through the plan.
that'd be great.
Yeah, and also, it's nice to be able to share the plans on the screen. I'm
Yeah.
trying to follow things. I don't know, do you know how to do that, Jack, or have
I
access?
don't. I don't.
Is there someone that could kind of present?
Well, at the next meeting, we certainly could. Mr. Mello is, Eastern Land Survey is away this last couple of days, so
Okay,
apologize for.
Much appreciated.
okay. I don't know, is there any other commissioners have any other questions? If not, we can open up to the public. If there are people here who want to speak on this matter.
If anyone's in the public and you would like to speak, please raise your hand. Otherwise, it sounds like this will be continued to the November 12th meeting.
And if there are no members of the public, then I would respectfully request that continuance till November 12th.
Okay,
Yep, I don't see anyone through the chair. I don't see anyone. And if there is a DPS memo, so if the plan needs to be revised,
Yeah, make that revision, yeah.
yeah, just so that you don't have you're not then you get to the next meeting. So anyway, does anyone want to make that continuance motion?
yep, somebody make a motion to continue this?
Move to continue.
Second,
All right, that motion was made by Arthur. I think I heard Arthur, right? Seconded by Jamie. Roll call: Rizzo,
Yes,
Green,
Yes,
Athos,
Yes,
Harrop.
yes.
All right, the meeting is continued to Wednesday, November 12th via Zoom at 7 p.m.
ready. Thank you, Jack.
Thank you.
Okay, item number 3 on the agenda is a continued public hearing on a notice of intent submitted by Bowler Engineering LLC, Matthew Ashley, for Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. The property owner is Naked Real Estate LLC, Joseph Cronali. The proposed project consists of the redevelopment of riverfront property for a quick-serve restaurant with drive-through. The property is known as 15 Sylvan Street, map 30, lot 12, and map 39, lot 49, in the city of Peabody. And this is first meeting. Our first meeting was on July 30th.
Once again, John Kelty for the applicant. Bowler Engineering and myself and Lucia, as a matter of fact, have been awaiting peer review. We did get a peer review. We responded through Bowler Engineering, our engineers. And as of today, there was not, and my discussions also today with Will Politz, they promised to have their work turning it around by early next week. So I would respectfully request that this matter be continued until your 11/12 meeting.
Okay. To November 12th. Okay,
Motion,
can I have a motion to extend this, to continue this to our next meeting on November 12th?
motion to continue.
Second.
All right, that motion to continue to November 12th. November 12th was made by Miss Green, seconded by Mrs. Harrop. Roll call, Rizzo,
Yes.
Green,
Yes,
Athos,
Yes,
Harrop.
Yes.
All right, so that item 15 Sylvan Street, if you are in the audience, it will be discussed at the November 12th meeting via Zoom.
Good, thank you. Okay, next meeting is item number 4. It's also a notice of intent. It's a continued public hearing on a notice of intent submitted by Ty and Bond, Gene Christie for D'Andreo Brothers, general construction, Robert D'Andreo. Property owner is the Humphrey 460 Realty Trust, Charles Patsios. The proposed project includes demolition and redevelopment of the existing building structures and associated stormwater management improvement in riverfront and FEMA floodplain. The property is known as 103 Foster Street, map 95, lot 001A in the city of Peabody. This is our second meeting. The first meeting was on July 30th.
Yep, Jack Kelty, I think that Gene Christie is here this evening and wanted
Yep.
to speak to the board.
Sure do. Hi, everyone. Jean Christie, Principal Engineer with Ty and Bond. As an update, peer review is still outstanding. We are expecting to get that this week. I'm hoping for by Friday of this week when I spoke with them. So obviously we will be requesting a continuance tonight. But the one piece I did want to actually circle back with the entire commission about was our offsite mitigation proposal. We had sent over a proposal to Lucia maybe last week. And I think my misunderstanding in that and the commission may have seen that, I'm not sure if everybody's seen it and reviewed it, but one of the misunderstandings I had was that the city was already engaged with the landscape architect for the design of some of those plantings. Evidently, that's not the case. So I did want to talk quickly about that and to see what kind of our options were. I think the applicant would like to consider if a monetary donation towards that effort is appropriate, versus doing the actual design piece of that. I guess it really depends on what the status is of that final design. I know we had the RDA in front of the commission at the last meeting, but I'm not sure what's happening next with it. So I don't know, Lucia, if you have any update on that information.
Update on what? I think if you're asking if it's not really my decision, that would be up to the mayor and Kurt Bellavance and the commission. I think what I was understanding was this was offsite mitigation at 16 Lowell Street for 103 Foster Street because you guys cannot plant on your site at 103 Foster. So if you were
Right.
going to plant at 103 Foster, you were going to have to create your own planting plan, buy your own plants, do all the watering, for months. And I thought that that's what you were offering the city at 16 in a very small area of the park. So that's what the mayor thought. So if there's a change to it, you need to put that change in writing. And then that would be up to like the mayor, the city solicitor, the commission, and Kurt to decide on that. They might change their mind and say, nope, you guys figure out what you're going to do on your property. I don't know. I would need something in writing. I don't know. How does the commission feel?
Well, I looked at everything looked pretty good. My big question was with regard of the off-site mitigation, and I'll say 16 Lowell Street, who was responsible to provide the off-street mitigation improvements? Meaning financing, who's gonna design it, who's gonna build it and inspect it and make sure the plants grow. So we would need to know all that stuff.
And I think part of our proposal outlined some of that information, less the piece of the design of it. I think, the idea of the design of the park, I thought would be holistic, the entire park design together versus segmenting them. So I think that's where my mind was on that matter. But I think our proposal still proposes, we still want to, provide those plants.
Okay, I'm not sure whether the city has an idea or a planting plan or something to develop. And if that's the case, is that something that we'll do that or make some changes to it and then go from there? But the financing and the construction of that, who would do that and who would be responsible for the inspection and procedures and making sure everything's done right and BMPs and and then reporting to make sure that the survival rate for the vegetation and so forth.
So I think
ahead,
that
go ahead,
what should probably happen would be, while we're waiting for peer review, that we schedule a meeting with community development, Lucia, and if the mayor would like, Kurt, if the mayor would like to sit in, certainly that would be doable and we can work out those details.
Okay.
Through the chair, I would say that I'm pretty sure I can speak pretty confidently that the hopes and dreams is that the landscape detail, the planting plan is created by Ty and Bond, the applicant of 10 or in the applicant of 103. The plants are purchased, the plants are installed, and I think you guys touch on a very good subject because right now the memo that we have does not mention what you guys say, and you're talking about the 2-year 75% rate, which is, I mean, if they were going to put it at 103 Foster, it would be their responsibility. So that's the one piece that I think we would have to decide on. But I know pretty straightforward that the mayor and the city would be very happy if there was a planting plan, with local native plants that are going to thrive in this area. We're hoping that someone at Ty and Bond has a better expertise than I do. Then provide a planting plan, a list, maybe a list of alternates in case nursery doesn't have them, because a lot of times nurseries won't have it, so you need a couple picks of things that can go in that area. Maybe Amanda could I don't know if Amanda, you have anything. You're definitely better with plants than I am. But I know that's what they're looking for. They're looking for the plan, narrative, install, and definitely at least the first water. Some, monitoring would be really cool if that's what the commission wants. You guys can certainly ask for that.
Okay.
So why don't we continue the matter and we'll try to have that meeting.
Okay.
So, but, everybody is on the same page now that this 103 Foster, you guys are gonna foot the bill for what happens at 16 Lowell Street, right? That's
A portion of it, right?
Okay.
Did we want to open it real quick to the public and just in
Yes.
case someone's here? And I don't want to not let someone speak. So if anyone does want to speak on 103 Foster, we're going to be on it for at least another 60 seconds before it sounds like we're going to continue this to November 12th as well, correct?
Yes.
All right, and Jack and Jean, we can all hopefully, if you want to have a meeting, or if you want me to just like, double check with the mayor and Kurt, and and then you talk to your side. But I think that the commission, would you guys all agree you would want that 2-year monitoring rewritten into that plan, correct? Because
Yes.
if that was happening at 103, we would certainly be requiring that. And this is
You-
sort of like, as Amanda called it, their climate credit that they're taking on our city land because they don't have it. So just some food for thought, Gene, if you and Jack want to go back and talk to your clients, and then we can touch base this week, next week, whenever.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, sounds good.
And I do not see any hands, so
Okay, make a motion to continue this to our next meeting?
Motion to continue to our next meeting.
Second,
all right, that motion was made by Jamie, seconded by Arthur. Roll call, Rizzo,
Yes.
Green,
Yes,
Athos,
yes.
Hera.
Yes.
All right, the item is continued 4-0.
All
Thank you.
righty, thank you. Thank you, guys. Okay, next item on the agenda is under certificates of compliance. A request for certificate of compliance is made by Nativ Tech, Robert Marini, on DEP file number 55-945. The project was the installation of an in-ground pool. Property is known as 41 Beacon Boulevard, map 109, lot 192X. And it's lots 213, 14, 15, 16, 17 in the city of Peabody. You want to talk about that, Lucia?
Yep, I just promoted the property owner, and again, if people need me to help share the screen, they need to tell me. So if he needs me to share the screen, if his consultant is not here, I can certainly help him, but I need people to tell me if they need my help.
Yeah.
Okay, so he has been promoted to a panelist. I'll request him to unmute.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yes.
Can everybody hear me? You can.
sort of.
Yes.
Okay, sorry about that.
That's okay.
Good evening, everybody. Appreciate you guys taking the time. This is a great project. She was phenomenal with this project. So
Yeah,
Native
it's
Tech
nice.
is not on tonight. He said he didn't have to be. If you choose to have him, need him, he said that we'll reschedule it and he'll be on the next call.
Okay, so you're looking for a partial certificate at this time? Because you're still working on the well portion, something of the permit?
Yes, sir. So the pool was cost a little more than we had anticipated, that we budgeted for. So those dollars went toward the pool. So we are looking to push that out for the well, for the irrigation only, till the end of next year, or until the permit expires. We'll have it done before then, though.
You have any comments on that, Lucia?
I do not, because they're only looking for a partial, and it looks like
Yeah.
everything so far has been built perfect. And
Okay.
if only everyone could be like Charles. He was like a dream resident to work with. He does everything so perfectly, and Native Tech is just wonderful as well.
Yeah, the drawing, they did a nice job in the drawing, and there's a photo. That's the photo of your yard?
The drawing is yes.
Okay, well, the drawing was a nice drawing.
Yeah. And this was a
All
team
right.
effort. I mean, between, Native Tech, Lucia, myself, I mean, this went seamless. It was definitely a team effort.
Okay. All right. I don't see any issues on that. Make a motion to issue a partial certificate.
So moved.
Second,
All right, that motion for a partial certificate was made by Amanda, seconded by Mr. Athos. And just before I do the roll call, I would suggest that you put the pool condition, just in case he forgets to come back for his full certificate. Not that he is going to, but it wouldn't be the first time. So a partial certificate of compliance, would you guys be willing to amend your motion to read that way, a partial with the pool condition in perpetuity?
Yes.
Everyone else, or Amanda and Arthur, are you?
yes.
You
All
want
right.
me to say it out, or?
Nope, I'll just do the roll call, and if you say yes, that means yes. I just don't want to step on your toes. Roll call, Rizzo,
Yes.
Green,
Yes.
Athos,
Yes.
Harrop.
Yes.
All right, that passes 4-0.
All righty. Very good. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody, for all your time. I look forward to working with you on the well and any upcoming projects in the future.
Thank you. Okay, next item on the agenda is under certificates of compliance. It's called a continued request for a full certificate of compliance as made by Williams and Sparagus, Chris Sparagus on DB file number 55-934. Project was the construction of a single-family home. The address is formerly known as 0 Pearl Street, it's now known as 18 Pearl Street. Map 105, lot 85 in the city of Peabody. Order of conditions was issued on 2/28/24. First meeting was held on this in January.
Yep, through the chair. Not to
Yes.
interrupt, but I just heard, I got an email just like a couple hours before the meeting. They are still working things out. It sounds like things are going good, but they are requesting a continuance as well to November.
Okay. I will continue at the next meeting. All right, so because this has been dragging on now, we don't have a plan yet.
I would say if they don't show up November, I can tell them that we're taking it off and they need to file an amendment anyway. So if you want to continue it, and then if they don't show up, that can be the motion and I can email them that tomorrow. That's just a thought.
Okay, I know the property owner, I've talked to him several times, and he's really concerned and nervous because he wants to get this thing done and what I can see is to build it to the plan. And there are issues out there that need to be resolved, and we've been going through this for almost a year, and we have not seen a plan that's gonna correct or improve their situation at that house. I don't know what we can do to help the property owner on this, but something's got to be done to get this thing done. So we'll have to wait for our next meeting. Hopefully, they're gonna have something to show us. All right, I guess I'll make a motion. If there's anybody here who wants to speak on this from the commission or from the public. Okay, so Williams and Sparagus isn't here tonight for this meeting.
Nope, they sent me an email and everyone involved was copied on the email. It looked like the
Okay.
owner's attorney and everyone agreed that it seemed to me that everyone agreed that this had to get continued, and I don't see anyone raising their hand.
Okay,
I don't see their names. I think I do see the owner in the audience, so if he wants to talk, he can raise his hand. But I did receive an email. I saw his attorney copied on it, and it said that they wanted to continue it.
okay. Okay, then we'll leave it at that. Now, entertain a motion to continue this to our next meeting.
Motion to continue.
Second,
All right. Still no one has raised their hand. That motion was made to continue to the November meeting, made by Amanda, seconded by Arthur. Roll call, Rizzo,
Yes,
Green,
Yes,
Athos,
Yes,
Harrop.
Yes,
All right, so it is continued 4-0.
all right. Next item on the agenda is under enforcements. That's enforcement orders and violation orders continued. A continued enforcement order issued to Daniel Botello and Jocelyn Alves Goncalves for the following activities: bringing in 9 to 10 dump trucks of fill and placing it in bordering vegetated wetlands estimated to be between 2,000 and 4,000 square feet of wetland altered, grade change significantly estimated 2 feet or so, removing live trees and vegetation without a permit from the commission. The address is known as 26 Trask Road, map 61, lot 13, in the city of Peabody.
Hi, good evening, Commission members. Nicole Ferrara from LEC on behalf of the homeowners. And I'm just here to give the Commission an update on the matter at hand and the progress that has been made so far, and just to ask a clarifying question about the soil testing. The homeowners have been in contract with an LSP to test the soil as we couldn't get a bill of lading for the fill that was placed. It was sourced locally from a landscape company. I believe it's Woody's that's in town, but nonetheless, an LSP is going to be involved to test the soil. And we want to make sure that, we conduct the correct tests that the commission requires as each one is pretty expensive. So the LSP that we had talked to recommended a handful of tests, including metals, petroleum, hydrocarbons, and PCBs. But I just would like to ask through the chair if there's anything else the commission would like to be tested.
Well, as far as soils, that'd be the thing I'd be concerned about. Material that came in, but we don't have a bill of lading, so we don't know, well, I guess we do know where it came from, but. So I don't know whether it's, whether there's, I don't know. I just know it's in the ground, so what they brought in, so we need to find out.
Okay. Any specific additional tests besides the ones that I had mentioned, or is the ones that I mentioned, would that be sufficient?
Yeah, that's probably,
you could throw
I
in
think that-
lead and mercury in there if you wanted to get.
yeah.
What did you say?
Yeah.
PCBs?
Yep, PCBs, metals, and petroleum hydrocarbons was the recommended tests by the LSP.
Metals.
Okay.
Never mind, that'll cover the lead and the mercury. All right. No, I think I'm good with that.
Okay. Very good.
Great. Okay, and just also as another quick update, some other work was conducted on the property. There may have been some work that was done in the buffer zone. A structure might have been a structure was erected in the back. It's unclear if it is in the 100-foot buffer zone, so we're working towards hiring a surveyor to get out, survey the site, and confirm. I'd like to ask the commission if the work was conducted within the buffer zone, what would be the appropriate avenue for permitting that structure in terms of, an after the fact approval or looping that work into this enforcement order? Definitely open to whatever the
think
commission
right now-
prefers.
Yeah, I think now we need to keep it in the enforcement order,
Mhm.
in case for some reason we feel it doesn't belong there, as opposed to coming back with a filing, after the fact filing, so it's important to, the site survey is gonna delineate the wetland, correct? And we're gonna get a plan that's gonna show the limits of the activity and what this new structure might be, and then we can evaluate that at that time.
Okay, great. Thank you.
And through the chair, just so for the property owner, Nicole, this is why I'm saying this. They might want to, because from what I gather, I spoke to the enforcement officer and their building department and the building commissioner. Um, I believe these structures are not allowed by the zoning ordinance, so they do need to go to zoning board of appeals. So we need to wait for the survey she's talking about. My suggestion, just so that they don't waste money, I would say that they should really, if it does not meet zoning and they have to go to zoning board, they might want to go there first and kind of hold off on us because there is a chance that ZBA might actually have them remove it. They've done it in the past. They've had people fill in pools. They've had people move structures. They're kind of hardcore. So I just would hate to see the guy drop some money and notify abutters, file a legal ad, pay some, and then he just gets denied anyway because ZBA says get it out of there. That's just my 2 cents. He can do whatever he wants.
No, I appreciate that. Um, in terms of removing the fill within the wetland and the buffer zone, can that be completed before we have, the final plan showing all the work just in the interest of time? Or should we hold off on that as well?
Well, you said that the building they were talking about, the buildings, they're in the buffer zone, right?
They
But
might
they're
be,
not,
yeah.
they're
It,
not-
it
yeah,
looks close, but
yeah. I'd keep in mind, I would look at it in two avenues. As one is we want to get that wetland restored, get
mhm,
that material out of there. But keep in mind, in doing that, how it affects the material that's in the buffer zone. Because maybe we want that out of there also, or something else. So if the buildings are critical with keeping that material there, that's something beyond zoning. Zoning,
mhm.
even if zoning chose to approve it, we might still have issues. But I'm certainly not against restoring the wetland, as long as that can be done, concurrently or independently, to the other work that needs to be done. This way it doesn't hold you up.
Great. And we can definitely keep the commission updated on how everything shakes out in terms of the timeline.
Okay, so we're gonna continue this. All right.
Continue.
Second,
Miss Lucia.
Lucia there?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was talking. I'm sorry. I had myself muted. Did we want to, I know it's not a public hearing, but just in case there might be someone in the audience, did we want to open it to members or I don't think anyone wants to speak, but I don't know. What do you guys?
If somebody was a neighbor wants to speak on this, that's okay.
All right. I don't see any hands raised, so I'm gonna carry on with that roll call that I was carrying on with that you guys couldn't hear me. So that motion was made by Arthur, seconded by Jamie. Roll call, Rizzo,
Yes,
Green,
Yes,
Athos,
Yes,
and Harrop.
yes.
All right, so that passes 4-0, continued to November. And just through the chair, my 2 cents is, if I believe those structures were built before this more fill that is currently in the wetlands. So I think some of this could be removed safely without harming those structures, but I would say that would be to be determined by Nicole's team if that can safely. It's just the faster we can get, some of that wetland restored, even if it has to be a fragmented effort, I think that's the best because I don't really want to, not like it's suffocating, but it probably is.
Mhm.
okay,
Great. Thanks everyone for
Okay.
your time.
okay. Next item on this agenda is under enforcement orders. It's a continued enforcement order issued to Haven Circle Cooperative Corp. John Hussey, President, for the following activities: grading of land, possible fill and grade change per the Jersey barriers noted on the site and comparing topographic plans, and creating a stone dust parking, a staging surface without filing a notice of intent. Property address known as 33 Pine Street in the city of Peabody, map 34, lot 19.
Through the chair, I just saw someone raise their hand and I don't know where they went to. Okay, there we go. Hold on. I'm gonna promote someone to a panelist. I know Mr. Hussey was not able to be here, so I believe this person who's coming on, Sue McGurk, is with the co-op. And I know erosion controls have been installed and they're gearing up to remove the fill and move the blocks. So I did promote someone to a panelist, so if they would like to say their name and address for the record.
So she's muted.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I'm Sue McGurk. I'm on the board at Haven Circle.
Okay. So where's everything stand right now? Do you know?
As of right now, we do have the erosion barriers staked out.
Mhm.
That's pretty much it. We got the landscaper coming in late this week or the first of next week to get things done.
Okay. All right. So things are still happening, I guess.
Yeah.
Should we just continue this then, Lucia, to our next meeting?
Yeah, I think by the next meeting, everything will be almost resolved. I think they're hopefully going to put, they'll be able to get it up within like a week, as she said, and then they can get that annual rye mix down, because that should, Bruce and like other people have told me, it's like even DEP has said it's like a really fast germinating. If you want grass to grow fast, that's your best bet. So hopefully that is what John heard me when I said that, and that is what he's going to go for, because I don't think they should be putting down like just like a little green grass. We want something a little more beefy, I think.
Right.
But I think that is it. And I mean, do you guys want to chime in on the grass type? Do you agree that it should be like the annual rye, or are you okay if they just put like a cosmetic green low grass there?
Whatever Bruce recommended would be what I would support.
Bruce, I believe, has been recommending all this time an annual rye. It comes up
Yes.
fast.
Yeah,
All right, motion to continue?
yes,
Can I ask a question?
certainly.
Why do we have to continue? Is there something that you have to see before we do it?
Well, no, you're still under an enforcement order, so it's just, there's nothing for us to do until the work's done, so things are just moving.
Oh, okay, so we can continue and get it done.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll make a motion to continue this to our next meeting.
Motion to continue.
Yep.
Okay.
Motion was made by Amanda, seconded by Arthur. Roll call, Rizzo.
Yes.
Green,
Yes.
Ethos,
Yes.
and Harrop.
Yes.
All right, the item is continued 4-0.
All righty.
Sue,
All
Sue, if you want to have John just tell him to email me and I can give him the details, but it's basically keep going forward with what you guys are doing, and then try to get that annual rye mix in like ASAP.
Okay. All right.
Very good. Thank you, Sue.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Okay. Next item on the agenda is item number 9. Issues of Salem Country Club. Oh, we don't have to, I don't even have to mention this. This is, they were already continued this to December, so I might even read the notice. No, not necessary. So we jump to item number 10. Again, this is still under enforcement orders. Issue to JND Real Estate Solutions LLC, Maggie Dunn and John DeCoulis, on care of attorney John R. Kelty, for the following activities: grading and land alteration within feet of the bordering vegetated wetland. The property address is known as 24.5 North Central Street, map 64, lot 28, in the city of Peabody. First meeting on this was in July.
And John Kelty for the applicant, and I'm here to report that the JND Real Estate Solutions has engaged the services of Rick Williams at Williams and Sparagus, and they're working on a plan which would take us from the enforcement order to a resolution of the issue. So I would
Okay.
ask that this matter be continued on your agenda till your 11/12 meeting.
Oh, very good. Okay,
Motion to continue.
Second,
All right, that motion was made by Amanda, seconded by Arthur. Roll call. Rizzo,
yes,
Green,
Yes.
Mathis,
yes.
Hera.
Yes.
All right, that item has been continued to November 12th as well, 4-0.
okay. Item number 11 is under abbreviated notices of resource delineation. It's a continued public hearing on an abbreviated notice of resource area delineation by attorney John Kelty for Cosmos and Zoe Evangelides. The applicant is seeking confirmation for the extent and location of wetland resources areas that may be subject to jurisdiction under the Massachusetts Wetland Protection Act and the City of Peabody Wetland Ordinance within the surrounding and the proposed project for the property known as 309 Lowell Street, map 62, lot 5 in the city of Peabody. I think you tried to get out there, didn't you, Lucia? And
So Jack Kelty for the applicant once again. Big night, big night. And yes, since the last meeting, John Dick, our wetlands consultant, and Lucia were able to go out there. And I believe there will be a report forthcoming from Lucia. And I'm hopeful that we will be in position to adopt the wetland identified under our abbreviated notice of resource area delineation.
okay. So we just continue this then to our next meeting?
No, they've been out there.
Oh, okay. Ah,
The pictures are on the OneDrive.
So I don't believe there was any flags that need to be relocated, or I think that, Lucia, were you satisfied with the delineation?
I didn't auger any soil. I didn't ask him to auger any soil. I didn't ask him to change any flags. The knotweed was pretty much unbearable out there. So it goes from, if you guys can see the pictures, I took some of me standing like, and it's the lawn, which is just lawn, which is some of it's riverfront. You'll have to like compare it. But my pictures, so there's lawn, then there is like this insane hedge of knotweed. And then right after the knotweed is where it changes to like the bordering vegetated wetlands. And then of course the river, the bank of the river is like right there. It's you can see it. It's there. You can walk. I could probably jump across it if I needed to. It was very low actually. So yes, I saw as many, I was able to get to as many flags as possible. It was very thick out there. Some of the, I don't know if you guys looked at the pictures, but I think some of them, I mean, the first time I went out, there was turkeys in the knotweeds laughing at me. Um, but if you guys, I don't know, it's up to you guys what, if you want to look at the pictures, if you want me to pull anything up. I think there may or may not be people in the audience. If there are people in the audience, I just want people to know that this is strictly for wetlands flagging delineation only. There is no permit at this point. At some point in the future, there will be, and you will also be notified the way you were.
Okay, and that, the culvert is fairly close, isn't it, to the property line?
The culvert that goes under the road, I think that's North Shore Street or something like that. Do you want me to bring up the plan? I don't know what you're talking about.
All right. And all I see is pictures, so.
Yeah, it's Chris submits like very small plans, so you probably didn't see it, but I'll do my best that you guys can see it.
Yeah, I didn't see that plan. Okay. Okay.
Now that I'm looking at it, it doesn't really look like he has the inner and outer labeled correctly. I don't, so actually 100 does, so that's this is the 100 of
And
the
so
BBW buffer zone, but again, he doesn't have it labeled. Um, and then I don't know
it
what
looks
this
like,
is.
it looks like an overlap between the wetland and the riverfront. It was like a little. That's how, I think that's how I see it.
All right, so this is the riverfront right here. These B series flag, and the A is the BVW. So then that is the first inner riparian.
Yeah,
And
where's the
then
fence?
where's the, but so where the second, the outer is, he doesn't have it labeled right, because it should also, this should say, so it looks like, I mean, I don't have a problem with the flags, but Chris needs to revise this plan, it looks like, to be a little more clear of, like, this should say, buffer zone right here. Can you
Right.
guys can see my cursor, right?
Yes,
Yeah, so
Yep.
this should say 100-foot buffer zone. And then this should say 100 inner riverfront, and then he's got to do the 200. So he needs to revise this plan, at least the way I'm looking at it.
where's that fence, on that plan, where's that fence that I saw in the picture
Oh,
that,
the fence is running right here. That was the only way we could get it's running between the two property lines. It was the only way we could get into um after the knotweed. I mean, I wish he'd put like the patch of knotweed on here, just so you guys could see. It was pretty significant.
yeah. Yeah, I went through the pictures, so the backyard looks, the last picture is the yard. Okay,
All right, so I do see it looks like I think this is Chris's extremely long 200 foot right here.
Yep.
So basically the riverfront is
I see, yeah.
like this is the only place if they did come with a future permit, this would be the area that they would only be able to alter.
There's, in the picture you sent us, in the picture, it looks like in the backyard, I guess it's the backyard, there's a fairly large tree, like an 18-inch something, maple or maybe not a maple, but it's a big tree, and then there's a delineation of vegetation, which is brush and looks like all kinds of things. Maybe sumac and some other things. Where is that on the plan? If you look at where you looking at that plan and
I
that
don't know which
picture that you,
picture is it. Do you want me to share the pictures?
it was yeah, it's the last one on that big list. It was just showed the backyard. Or it showed the yard. I think it's the backyard.
All I saw was knotweed, and then it went to bordering vegetated wetland and into riverfront.
Okay,
But I'll look through the pictures if you want to hold on a second. It just takes me some time.
yeah.
So when we're looking at the Eastern Land Survey plan, we need where he calls out 100, 200, they all need to be labeled. What are we calling out?
That's the inner and outer
Yeah,
riparian.
No, I meant that's what we're suggesting needs to be modified. And are you saying too that you want us to show a tree?
Well, I'm looking at these pictures and there's a pretty large tree and there's a row of where vegetation starts. And I don't know if that is, I don't see any line on the drawing that identifies a tree line, if I can call it a tree line.
No, you're right. There is not one on there. Or would you like it added? Is what I meant.
Yes, yes, please. And put the fence on there, so either a tree on there. And that'll give us, at least on the plan, will show us where, right now it's lawn. And beyond that is whatever it is, knotweed and all kinds of
Yep.
dense plantings.
All right, I would suggest that
And then-
we make all those additions and file it with the commission to be the record plan.
Yeah, and then the other line on there, Jack, that showed,
I showed 200, 100.
and then there's another
100
line that,
twice.
so am I correct, was the 100 and 200 for the riverfront? And is the other 100 representing buffer zone to the wetland?
I believe. Yep.
Okay, so you may want to just clarify that better too.
Yep.
Anything else, Lucia? You were there, so.
Sounds like you guys want the fence to be shown, the tree line to be shown. If you
Yep.
wanted that, I know for a fact there's a massive forest of knotweed in there if he could sort of shade it. But right now I have that you guys want them to clarify better on the plan. The 100-foot buffer zone line should be marked clearly of the
Yep.
the BBW. The inner 100 riverfront, the outer 200 riverfront should also be labeled. You want the fence on the abutting property, the trees, if the existing tree line and or trees that are of large caliber to be marked, and if
And
you
then
wanted
the-
the knotweed,
Then you can just
Um,
show that you can show that symbol for like a tree line. It's like a little loops, along the back there. So it shows us where the lawn ends, the limits of the grass, limits of the lawn, which is right about where the tree is.
Okay.
That'll be it.
So would you move approval of our ANRAD subject to adding these labels and the knotweed patch and the fence and tree line?
Be okay with that. If it's okay, if Lucia feels everything else looks like it's pretty straightforward. There's no hiding where everything is out there. That's
well, through the chair, I've been told that it's a legal no-no to close a meeting and issue contingent unless it's like a city project. Because if 21 days go and they buy and they don't revise the plan, they can just go to DEP and usurp us. So, and then you're also putting it on me to approve all those changes. So that's up to you
Nope.
guys.
No, I'm fine. We'll just continue this then.
Then in that instance, I would respectfully ask that the matter be continued and we will file the revised plan before that date.
Okay, thank you, Jack. So motion to continue this?
Move to continue.
Seconded.
Motion made to continue, made by Arthur, seconded by Amanda. Roll call, Rizzo,
Yes.
Green,
Yes.
Aethis,
Yes.
Harrop.
Yes.
All right, the item is continued 4-0.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Jack.
Good night.
All right, next item is emergency certs. Basically ratify, two items.
Oops, guys,
emergency-
you guys continued that and we never opened it to the public, so I don't know if we wanted to real quick open it and see if, I think there is someone in the public. I'm real sorry about that.
Okay, bring them
We
in.
sh- If anyone's in the public for that, the Lowell Street ANRAD, just as I said, it's for wetlands delineation only. They're gonna revise the plan and they're coming back to the November meeting. So I doesn't look like they're raising their hand, but they have been, okay, they did. Hold on a second. There's someone, Tanya, and Tanya, you need to unmute. We can't hear you.
Was it? All right.
There we go.
So I'm Tanya Coster, 305 Lowell Street. And what I had seen earlier was that when you were discussing how what was available, the area that was being circled was our area and not their area. So I was just trying to rectify that piece. So when we were discussing how you were able to work within that perimeter, I was seeing our area circled.
I don't know if I understand that.
I believe, so I'm not sure what the development area, but when in discussion point, maybe we can go back to that at some point, but I saw that our area was circled and how renovations could be done, but it was done in our area. That's what I was looking when they were circling with their arrow. And Lucia, I think you were the one that were talking about that at the time.
Was this a while ago? Just now?
It was at the beginning. And I just want to make sure. So if there's something that's able to be done, what I was seeing was that it was done in our area. So 305 Lowell Street, not on their perimeter, but our perimeter. So if you were looking at 100 yards to look for conservation, what I had seen earlier was that the circle was being done in our perimeter, not theirs. I just want to make sure that we rectify that if something can be done, which is fine, in their area, that we're still looking at their property, not ours.
I'm looking at there's a property line, sidelines, and Lowell Street, and everything inside those two property lines is, I'm assuming is this petitioner.
I think what may have happened was somebody had the little arrow, and it pointed, rather than that mid-range area, it pointed actually to the Costas' names and their land.
Correct.
Oh,
Correct. So at the beginning of the discussion point,
right.
everything that was being discussed was the circle was being discussed about our area and how it can be developed. And it wasn't in the right property area. And I just want to make sure that we're discussing the right property.
okay, well,
So who's got control of the
I apologize if I had an error going forward, Jack. You're really going to need to bring someone to the meeting then that can give a presentation. But this is your property right here. Nothing is happening on your property. I didn't step foot on your property. This is the property we were on. So just going forward, I shouldn't be doing this anyway. Jack should have the capability to do this.
okay, well, just to
Okay.
keep,
I don't think there's any confusion. We're not proposing anything on the Costa property, and we're only looking for a delineation of wetlands, and I will be back with the plan, which is properly labeled.
okay,
Thank you.
okay. Very good. Thank you. All set? What's? Um, okay. Next item is ratifications for emergency certificates. Emergency certificate for 182 Lynnfield Street, demolition of existing building, existing house, and removal as foundation as needed. Work starts on 9/22 and ends on or before October 21st. Building commissioner deemed these as an emergency and the building needed to be demolished. So we need to, can we do them both at the same time or one all at once? Are we doing independently or can we do them both at once? Lucia.
I mean, if you want to do both of them at the same time, they're both city projects, so they're both
Yeah.
emergency certs that were issued under. If you want me to give, you can, however you guys want. It might be cleaner, not to be a pain, I'm sorry. It might be cleaner to just ratify them separately since you already read that first one. The house
Okay.
has been down. There has been clean soil has been filled. From what I understand, seed was put down within the last few days, and it got rained on today. So if you guys could just ratify that, that would be great.
Okay, motion to ratify the emergency certificate for 182 Lynnfield Street.
Move approval.
A second?
Second,
Second by Jamie.
All right, that was made by Arthur, seconded by Amanda. Roll call: Rizzo,
Yes.
Green,
yes.
Athos,
Yes.
Harrop.
Yes.
All right, so that is ratified 4-0.
Okay, and then the emergency certificate, Beaver Dam breaching, located off Crystal Drive along the bikeway. Work started on 9/22 and ends on or before 10/21. Health Department deemed it an emergency, need to be ratified. A motion to ratify the emergency certificate for the breaching of the dam that's located off of Crystal Drive.
Motion to ratify.
A second?
Second.
All right, that motion to
Okay.
ratify was made by Jamie, seconded by Arthur. Roll call: Rizzo,
Yes.
Green,
No, this is stupid. It's not an emergency.
Athos,
Yes.
Harrop.
Yes.
All right, so it does not pass. So they already started work, but I will let them know that they need to stop work because it hasn't been ratified.
Okay. Nothing on minor permits. Tree permits. We have two. Tree permit for 15 Joy Road, Antonio Girondo. Remove one dangerous maple. Approved by the agent on 9/8/25 with conditions. What were your conditions? They leave the stump?
I have to check the OneDrive. Just bear with me, it's a little difficult. Grinding of the stump and the removal of the stump is allowed. No wood chipping is allowed in the backyard. All tree debris must be removed off-site unless being used for firewood or wood chips to be used in existing landscape beds. No wood debris shall be deposited over the fence on the wetland side of the fence.
Okay. Very good.
I believe it was just in the middle of their yard. I'm not sure if there's pictures on there, and it made sense that it got grinded and grubbed. Normally, if it's like really close to the wetland or on a slope or anywhere that I think there's going to be an issue, like the next one coming up, I will not allow them to grind or grub without your permission.
Okay. Okay. So we're all set with that. Then The next item is, location was 90 Winona Street.
Someone
Alvaro
should be
Gro-
here for that one because he emailed me like 20 times in a day, and I finally just gave in and gave him the permit because it seemed like if I didn't allow them to cut the tree, I was going to get the city in trouble. So there is a picture. I don't know if you guys can see it. The
I
tree is
see it,
like
yeah.
at least 4 feet tall. That is right on top of the culvert of, I believe, Norris Brook. So I don't see anyone raising their hand. I imagine one of these people in the audience is him. So if you're in the audience, you really need to raise your hand. I can't really speak for you on behalf of you. But I believe he wants to cut the tree down even more. I just think it's going to be an issue. There is a river right in the front of that house. That house barely got built. Um, I don't know if you guys know the house I'm talking about. You literally walk out the front steps, walk like a few feet, like I don't know, maybe 10, 15, 20 feet, and then the culvert is right there and there's a river gushing.
Mhm. Well, you could cut it down a little bit more so it's not so not sticking up so much, but not remove the stump. You can't grind the stump.
All
So
right.
if you
I'm
wanted
assuming
to,
he's not here. I don't know. So I can tell him he can leave how much?
I would just leave it probably maybe 6 inches above the rock line.
Is that is I mean, is that going to be enough like space for them to not cause any like damage to the bank? Like I
I
don't
think
think they
so, but
realize that this is like an ecologically sensitive area that they bought.
yeah. Yeah, I'm looking at the photo and there's like a gray stone that looks like it's pointing at the tree. You know, it's like probably around, because the tree line, the slope is a very steep slope. So I'm talking about like above that stone. If you went like 6 inches above that stone, just took down like another, so I think maybe be taking down maybe a foot off the top and cutting that and leaving the rest. This way he doesn't get his saw blade near the rocks and there's still plenty of stump there too.
You have a picture of the tree before it got cut?
They should be on the OneDrive, no?
Oh,
1 second.
Yeah, I saw it. It's there.
Okay, see that tree? Yeah, so you see a piece of the tree.
If you keep going, I think it's the very large tree with the butterflies on it that was next to the house. Is that right, Lucia?
If you just give them like say you can take half off the top. We
Yeah.
don't know how big it is. We don't, so you just take half of it, halfway down.
Right.
are these people
Yeah.
like
Try to
new
pull
homeowners
it down.
or something? Did they just move in or something?
Yes, I
Okay.
believe so. And they asked me another question. I thought they were going to be here because now they want to do more work in the front of the property, which they already have a rear yard. The front is all riverfront, so I think they already met their threshold. I don't think there's any more work. I advised them to hire a consultant. So yes, I believe they are new owners. I believe it was this tree right here. Yes, the one with the butterfly. That's a butterfly right there. My cursor's on it, right?
Yeah.
All right. I don't know what was happening in that last one. Um, so basically, it sounds like you guys said he can remove it about 1 more foot, give or take, but they cannot go below the rock line.
Yeah, they should stay, see, but the rock line is at like a 1-to-1 slope. So if what I'm saying
So you want
is,
it leveled right here like that.
yes, there you go.
All right. I can draw that and explain that to him that is where it has to stay. No grinding, no grubbing. Cut it right there. I got it.
just my own opinion, I just would say screw them and make them leave the stump where it's at, the height it's at. That's just me personally, but uh,
I would tend to agree, Amanda, but he's not here. He said he was going to be here. So, I mean, if he's going to file an NOI in the future, he can certainly include that. He was emailing me all day, and I don't know why he's not here. I just checked my email. Um, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it looks like the people who are on right now are on computers. They're not on phones. So I don't know.
Yeah, I'm fine. Whatever you folks, whatever you want to do is fine with me. If you want to tell him to leave it the way it is, I'm fine too. But if he wants to cut it down, I would say no more than where you were pointing, 6 inches above on the flat, 6 inches above the rock line. And that'd be it.
Alright,
So he's only gonna get he's not gonna get another foot off of that.
So moved.
Second.
All right, so he basically has two. What you guys are saying is what I understood that motion, which was made by Arthur, seconded by Jamie, was that either the tree is staying the way it is, or they can remove a small
another quarter.
amount to be for me to send over a picture showing that it has to stay along that rock line.
Yeah, but not at the angle of the rock line. I
Yep.
want it, it's gotta be a square
Straight
cut.
across.
Yeah,
Straight across.
right.
All right, let's see if that passes. So that was made by Arthur, seconded by Jamie. Rizzo,
Yes,
Green,
oh,
Athos,
Yes.
Harrop.
Yes.
All right, so that fails 3-1 with Amanda voting no. So otherwise, do you guys accept the two tree permits as they are? Because you'd never accepted the 15 Joy Road. So as of right now, 90 Winona stays at the height it is. If he wants future, he would need to file an NOI or an RDA permit.
okay.
Motion to accept the tree permits. With Winona staying where it's at.
seconded. I guess I don't, yeah, with that one staying where it's at, yeah.
Great. So that was made by Jamie, seconded by Amanda. And just to reiterate, what I heard was that this is approval for accepting of both 15 Joy Road and 90 Winona Street. Basically, that no future work on either of these. What was approved is approved, and 90 Winona would need to come back to the commission for an NOI or an RDA to remove that stump any further. I'm going to go ahead and do that roll call. Rizzo,
No, I don't agree with that. I'll say no.
Green,
Yes.
Athos,
Yes.
and Harrop.
Yes.
All right, so that fails with Rizzo voting no. So do you guys want to now vote just on 15 Joy Road to accept that permit?
Yeah.
Okay,
Move to
Yes.
approve 15 Joy Road.
Second.
All right, that was made by Arthur, seconded by Jamie. Roll call. Rizzo,
yes,
Green,
Yes.
Athos,
Yes.
Harrop.
Yes.
All right, so 15 Joy Road passes unanimously 4-0. So again, if someone from 90 Winona is in the audience, I see two people and I don't know if that's you, but you really need to raise your hand because we don't know if it's you.
My spidey senses tell me this guy's trouble.
Well, I've made it very clear that if he does any further work, that he can be fined. So, I don't know. So what do you guys want to do with 90 Winona? Do you want to, I don't know.
we already voted.
You didn't, though. Neither of the motions passed. They both failed. It's 3-1. You need 4. Quorum's 4. You
But
guys
here's
need
the
to be
thing.
unanimous.
90 Winona failed, right?
Yeah. But they already did the work, so the tree is already
Get
Yeah.
down.
tree back on. Get some super glue.
Well, we could make a motion to reconsider 90, and I could change my vote.
I mean, the reason why I allowed him to cut it was because he was claiming danger, and I never want anyone to feel danger, but I felt that the stump had to stay significantly because of where it's at. I am concerned about the culvert and the erosion of the slope right there. But yes, the tree has gone. It is cut,
Yes,
and
not
there are two
endangered.
failed motions.
So it's a reconsider, we have to vote to reconsider 90 Winona Street. So I move to reconsider 90 Winona. No, actually, someone who voted no has to be the one to, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, I'll make a motion to reconsider 90 Winona Street.
and I would second that.
Okay, so now we're gonna change the motion. The motion is to,
Then we got to vote on the reconsider.
yeah, okay.
Lucia?
So motion to reconsider is on the table.
Yeah.
So to
Just
leave.
accepting what was done.
Well, we're just reconsidering the issue, and then we'll take another vote.
Yeah,
We're just voting on the reconsideration.
we can do a roll call on the reconsideration.
Okay, so that was made by Rizzo, seconded by Arthur. Roll call, Rizzo.
Yes,
Green,
Yes.
Athos,
Yeah.
Harris.
Yes.
All right, so the reconsider passed 4-0.
okay, so now we need a motion to with regard to
Motion
90
to
Winona
approve.
Street. Motion to approve the cutting of the tree, which we've already done that, but
So we
the
just.
question was whether we could cut more off the tree.
Well, that would be
Because-
another-
I think we need a motion to approve the cutting of the tree,
would-
which
that
has
would be
happened.
Another reconsider.
Yeah, it would be. But I do
So-
think we need a motion to accept the actual tree
We'll
cutting,
just
which
vote
we've
on
already
accepting
done.
the removal of the one dangerous tree. Leave it at that, and then who knows what will happen.
Yeah, all right. So a
So,
motion to approve cutting of the tree because of the potential danger it was to the property and the house.
so
Yes.
moved.
Second.
All right, so you guys are accepting my tree permit that was made by Arthur, seconded by Jamie, but you are not allowing further work, correct?
Correct.
Correct.
All right, so that was made by Arthur, seconded by Jamie. Roll call, Rizzo,
Yes.
Green,
Yes.
Athos,
Yes.
Harrop.
Yes.
All right, so that has been approved.
Hey!
And if the owner is in the audience, you cannot remove the tree any further. And maybe if you need help with Zoom, you can call me or something, and I can try to help you. But I just see an Amanda and a Lucy, and neither are the name that I know, but I don't know everyone who lives in the house. But I feel like everyone should be very good at Zoom by this point in 5 years after COVID. But I don't know if they're here for something else, so I guess carry on.
Okay. All right, moving along. Next item is under exemption request. It's a discussion item, Maritimes and Northeast Pipeline LLC. Letter submitted for approval, natural gas work at 401 major fill and excavation project application pending review from DEP. Need a motion to accept it or ask for more information if you feel it's needed. And this is regarding the pipeline. So it's
Is this like a big project?
yeah, I think it's they do a lot of things that they're just notifying us. They don't need our permission. They're just notifying that they may be doing some work. And they have procedures and they're fine. They can't bypass the Wetland Protection Act or anything like that, but they don't need our permission to do usually the maintenance things on these pipelines, so we need a motion to accept it.
It says pending review from DEP.
Yep,
Yeah.
right now through the chair, they also need a 401 major fill and excavation permit. So they need like a 401 permit as well. So there's other like departments in DEP that are working on this, and they're also going to be issuing permits. Right now, it's just they're basically saying, "Hey, do you guys agree with us that this is exempt?" And that's up to you guys to agree with. I know other, there's other people at DEP divisions that are going to be looking at this a lot more than I am going to be.
Yeah, we don't need, just accept it. We'll get our marching papers when everybody gets involved with it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty important just because, natural gas, you don't want to like hold them up because we don't want to go kaboom. So probably good to accept.
So
Motion.
move to accept.
Second.
All right, motion to accept made by Arthur, seconded by Jamie. Roll call. Rizzo,
Yes,
Green,
Yes.
Aethis,
Yes.
Harrop.
Yes.
All right, so that was accepted 4-0.
okay. Next item is the PUD Municipal Light Plant, letter from attorney Nicholas Gobo Jr. on behalf of PUD Municipal Light, requesting an opinion from the city solicitor regarding exemption status for proposed battery energy storage system located at 21 Warren Street, map 63, lot 164. Property is within the riverfront and FEMA floodplain. So with regard to this, it's my understanding that this area is in the FEMA floodplain area. So therefore, they need to file an NOI. Done. That's our position. So let's move on.
Would you guys like to make that motion again, just for the record, that they are not exempt because the property is now in FEMA floodplain and they do need to file an NOI? I would
Correct.
suggest you make that motion and get this off our agenda because they have failed to respond to Attorney Lashway, the city solicitor's very detailed response. She asked for responses and it's been months at this point.
Yeah, make the motion. Make the motion.
I make a motion that PMLP is not exempt, and they need to file an NOI.
Second. Someone make a second.
Second.
Okay.
All right, that motion was made by Jamie, seconded by Arthur. Roll call. Rizzo,
Yes.
Green,
Yes.
Aethis,
Yes.
Harrop.
Yes.
All right, so that passes 4-0. I will let Attorney Scobo know and Liz Lashway.
Yes,
Hey,
they sent the
Nick-
questions in June and they haven't even responded to them, it looks like. A while ago.
They could just move the storage someplace else, right?
Yeah. No, they just file an NOI. It's not a big job. Just file an NOI. Okay, that last item is minutes. Lucia's working on them, so I think that covers it.
So the skeleton crew did the good job tonight.
Yeah, we
Great
got to-
job, guys.
We got to continue every item, but I think one.
Good job, though. We closed at least one thing. We moved some stuff along, so that's great. Motion to adjourn, anyone?
Motion
Hey,
sure.
Motion.
Seconded.
All right, that motion was made by Arthur, seconded by Amanda. Roll call for adjournment. Rizzo,
Yes.
Green,
Yes.
Aethis,
Yes.
Harrop.
Yes.
All right, so the meeting is closed 4-0 and it is 9:06 p.m. Thank you, everyone, and thank you, PAT.
Nice seeing everybody.
Yeah.
Someday
Yeah.
we'll see each other live.
Holiday party, it's coming up, Arthur. I'm coming this year. I'm blocking out the calendar. I'm coming. Getting a
Yeah,
babysitter. I'll be there.
I can't go.
No.
Yeah, I think if it'd be my first one, I think might be the first one I've ever missed. I might have missed one, but
Is it because
Yeah.
I'm going? Because I'll stay home if that's the case. It helps.
no, we made plans months ago, 2 or 3 months ago, and I forgot about the date.
Yeah.
So we're going to see Andrea Bocelli in Boston.
Oh, that's amazing. That's
So
worth it.
I won't be able
Nice.
to, yeah.
Well,
Awesome.
good night, you guys.
Have a good
Alrighty.
night, everyone.
Bye.
Okay.
Thanks, Lucia.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. Bye, guys. Sorry you can't make it, Mike.
Yeah, I know. Save me a piece of prime rib.